Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Pisces. If Pisces is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. Okay, let's see, what do these tea leaves have for us tonight? Okay, and I'm just going to tell you we have a big storm going on right now, so hopefully the tornado sirens don't come on, but you might hear some thunder and lightning, some rumbling. All right, and our card for tonight is the Two of Cups. And this has to do with dominion, being assertive, applying your will, conquering, and also finding partnership. Okay, so I want to start over here. This seems like a pretty nautical theme in here. We have a boat, and it looks like there's two people on this boat. So that leads me to believe that you are on some kind of journey. I think that you maybe are actually going on some kind of short trip. It seems that you're probably going with somebody you care about, somebody that you trust. Maybe this is your first time traveling together, or maybe you are, seasoned traveling companions, and you know what they say, if you can travel with somebody in relative harmony, then you all are good friends, or really well matched. If you've gone on any kind of road trip or kind of complex vacation with somebody, that can get pretty, there can be some stress involved, getting tired, being in places you don't necessarily know, obviously if you're traveling, but there's so many things that can come up, and so it's nice to kind of test out how well you know somebody. All right, so I do see the birds, and it seems to me this is going to be a pretty peaceful endeavor, okay? I think that you all are going to really enjoy each other. I don't know if this is a romantic partner or a good friend, or somebody who is becoming a good friend, but I do think that there's a lot of laughs being shared, just kind of enjoying, exploring the things that are out there in the world to look at, especially if you're traveling by car. And well, my experience of like road trips are around the United States, so that's all I can really speak about, but when you are driving around all parts of the United States, there are really interesting things to see. I mentioned in another video about what is it called? Atlas Obscura, I think, is the website, and they kind of have this big database of oddities and just kind of interesting things to go see. Like a giant ball of yarn, or I don't know, like a museum of haunted objects, or whatever it is. And so if you are traveling and you're looking for things to do, even if it's near you, I myself have gone to quite a few of the things located in, the 100-mile radius around where I live. And not a single one has been a disappointment. So Let's see, what else do we have going on here? Oh my goodness. We have a little arrow. And this one to me looks like it's a turtle who has gotten up and started running. So I feel like there are times on this kind of excursion where it's going a little bit slow. And this to me makes me believe that there's really got to be a focus on trying to be present, mindful, slow yourself down, turn the phone off, right? As much as you can. Maybe you're somewhere where there's not a lot of cell service anyways. My big trips have been in the west, or going across the western portion of the country. And I'll tell you what, a lot of those areas in like Wyoming and parts of Utah and, you know, Nevada and stuff, there's not any cell service really. And, you know, the radio doesn't necessarily pick up too much stuff. I'm not very fancy. I don't have satellite radio. But you kind of have to make your own fun, right? So I think that there are times where it's going to be difficult. You know, we're all wired now for this kind of instantaneous, quick, like, injections of stimuli, right? Of information and media and noise and lights and, you know, sensation and impressions and all these kinds of things. So it makes sense that, you know, there's times where it's like, you know, I need something. This is going a little bit too slow for me. But I think when we get into those places, it's the universe telling us we need to try to be right there. Enjoy those small moments, the little meandering things, right? And maybe we will see something, experience something that we're supposed to, that we won't zoom right past. I often think, how many times have I missed some opportunity or some magical moment because I have been too busy with a million other things, especially in my phone. And, you know, it hurts my heart a little bit thinking about that. So let's see, what else do we have here? The time kind of got away from me. I was waiting for the storm to start up, and where I live here in this part of the country, we have tornadoes this time of year. And so I was thinking, you know, as this thing was kind of ramping up outside, I better kind of wait and see if it's gonna get wild. It didn't seem to, but now it's gotten later, and I can tell. Okay, so we have a person who looks like they're kind of flying, and then I have another person who looks like they're kind of at the helm of is it the helm? It's not the helm. At the stern, I believe. Is that the front of a boat? And so anyways, this is the front of the boat. There's a person here. It looks like their little scarf is blowing in the wind. And so I feel that you really have a feeling of kind of being very much a captain of this trip. Maybe you have been the one preparing, kind of planning, you know, putting this together. Maybe this is like a special surprise, or maybe you just are a person that likes to plan your vacations and kind of take charge, keep things moving to some degree. That would make sense with this. Hurry up, come on. Let's stop being little turtles here and let's get going. So I think that, you know, this feels fun. It doesn't feel like, you know, being kind of irritated and trying to herd everybody together and get each person to the next portion of the itinerary, which can definitely be stressful. But this is more like just really enjoying being the one that's kind of, maybe you're the one doing most of the driving, or, you know, whatever it is. So I feel like you're really in this confident place, and I think that makes sense that you're being kind of that Two of Cups, that real assertive, that assertive part of this kind of travel partnership that you have going on. I also feel like there's a sense of kind of dreaminess happening. And so this makes me think that you are kind of outside of your normal environment. Maybe even like, you know, you live in maybe a city and you're out in the middle of nowhere. You're driving through, you know, kind of the wilderness, or the I keep thinking of like the Badlands, which are, you know, kind of the high plains and just kind of empty fields and open skies, which are some of my favorite places. But just kind of a whole different vibe than you're used to, and it's helping you kind of really kind of get out of your normal feelings, sensations about the world. You're interacting with reality in a different way, and that feels probably kind of freeing, exciting. I mean, have you ever had that feeling when you kind of drive up to, I get this a lot when I go up to like the mountains, or, you know, something where you look over a ravine. You kind of are driving on a windy road and you come around a corner, you can look over a huge ravine, and it just is magnificent. You think, like, how could anything be so perfect, right? Just isn't, it's just hard to take it all in. It's just so, it's a feeling of the divine. It has its own presence, you know, that's so much bigger than what we are. Yet, we're so much a part of it. And, you know, I think those interactions with the natural world, oh my goodness, they bring such deep movement in ourselves. And let's see here. What else do we have? I'm just trying to move through these. I know sometimes I get off on these tangents where I'm just kind of telling long stories, and not everybody really likes those kind of readings. Sometimes that's how I enjoy reading. But tonight I'm trying to kind of look at each. We have a little, I would say this kind of looks like an axe. So I feel like on this trip, it seems that there will be some kind of progress within your interpersonal relationship. I feel like, you know, there's some things that you're working out. And, you know, if that is self-discussion, or if that is discussing with this person that you are traveling with, whatever it is, I think that there is, you know, there are some things that really feel like they need to be kind of processed through. And this kind of stepping away from the normal life occurrences, the routine, taking a little break from all of that, especially going on a trip where you're in movement, not just kind of going to, you know, stay in one place, go camping, or you know, to a hotel or something like this. When there's this continued movement, it really does reflect that kind of energies being moved through the spheres in the body, and kind of processing these different parts of the psyche, working through whatever it is, whatever that thing is, that stingy thing that needs to kind of be looked at in a place that is not, your temple or your home, your sacred consecrated ground, right? Sometimes we need to go out into the world, into the wilderness, to kind of face things that we otherwise wouldn't, right? And I think that's part of many traditions, many societies, and tribal peoples and such, these kinds of rites of passage and doing medicine and going out and being able to commune with things that you can't bring into your home necessarily. They don't have a place there, or should not be activated there. But when you go into kind of a somewhat foreign landscape, there is just kind of a doorway that allows us to access some of the things that we need to look at. Okay, so let's see. And now this one, it looks like there is a arrow here and an arrow here. So I'm kind of just trying to figure out, this one looks like maybe some kind of bird creature, but it seems like something that is almost like a gargoyle or a griffin, or something you would see like kind of as a statuette, like on a building or at the entrance, at the threshold of something. And so this makes me think that there is really this entrance into a sacred passageway, kind of going into corridors that are usually left locked. And that is why I think that in this kind of traveling motif, you really are working out something that is, maybe a blockage, kind of some stagnant energy that is trapped in the body, in the psyche. And so I think that this is a most sacred trip. Okay. And I want to take a look over here. And we have a heart. And I really think that when you go into this kind of movement, this kind of, mini hero's journey, or series of minor and enjoyable ordeals, it's a perfect time to be writing poetry, drawing pictures, kind of doing some analog creation, splendoring in the days of bliss. I think of, being in the sun and beneath trees with the sun sprinkling through and the leaves moving, and, just really having that feeling that the world is so soft. It's so approachable, almost kind of velvety. And, it's not often that we feel that way about our existence. There's something very holistic and whole and, just nurturing about all of this. And so I also think that, I see some kind of tears maybe. And I feel that there's a lot of emotion here. I think that also what comes to mind as this captain of your trip, it is your duty to make a playlist of some kind. Put some music together. Make a soundtrack. that's always a fun exercise, is kind of going out and seeking some stuff you want to listen to, or podcasts, or whatever, and just enjoying the trip. Just, I don't know, I always kind of think of going in a spaceship, right? Some kind of retro futuristic spaceship, and just flying through the lands, listening to some good music, and enjoying, taking it all in. So anyways, I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me tonight, Pisces. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm, and that's helping the channel grow. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that as well. You can hit the little bell, and that will let you know when the next videos are coming out. I'm on a schedule where I read every sign once a week, and what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, between now and the next Pisces video in about 7 days, I suppose it might be a little earlier than that, you can watch your other placements, your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising, Venus, or do some cross watching. And if you want to leave a comment, I read every single one of them and try to get back to them as quick as I can. It just kind of depends on what's going on. I have a young child, so we are often very busy. But I do appreciate all of the comments. I really do. And a lot of times when I don't even feel like doing readings, I don't know. I can't necessarily get into the vibe. Like, I just read the comments. I go through them. I feel the emotions, the love, and the hurt, and the generosity of people sharing their hearts on there, and it puts me right into the mode where I need to be. So I thank you, and we will talk again real soon.